All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening?
We're doing a first listen, and I got our good buddy David here today because he's the biggest Korn fan that I know. Josh is a big Korn fan. Yeah, Zach and I are kind of half and half with Korn, but David is the biggest Korn fan that I know. He will defend the more shittier albums.
That's hard because there's like two shitty albums that I've heard that I've listened
Which
to.
ones do you hate?
That I hate?
The ones that are shitty.
See, I hated the last one. I didn't really hate, but it wasn't
Paradigm Shift?
It was probably their second worst. Like, it's not memorable. It wasn't terrible. It's just I don't remember any of it. Like, I listened to it a few times actually. I just don't remember any. Like, I couldn't name a song on it because it was kind of like, what's the word, generic. It was like Korn, they just got back.
That's the sad thing about Korn, dude, is the shit does start to fucking sound generic, man.
Well, they, the last time I think they sounded so is because they just got Head back.
And that's, to me, is to me, Head coming back was the best thing to happen to Korn
Just not on
in a long time, dude. Fuck. Because their sound, dude, to me, just sucked without Head. Dude's guitar style is what helped form the fucking Korn sound. Mm-hmm. And without that, man, it just really sucks to me. But what's the one you hate the most, though?
See You on the Other Side.
That's the one.
That's Twisted Transistor, Kiss. I actually like the only song on there I actually like is Kiss.
I don't even think I've heard that.
It's like one of their softest songs they've ever come out with, but lyrically it was good and it had a good sound to it. But every other song on there, that's when they added a lot of the hip hop guys, and like some people did remixes to "I'm Coming Undone," and it was such a it was the album after Head left.
Yeah.
Like, they got a different guy that nobody knows of.
Head.
Like, nobody even know who they replaced him with. There's some. I think they never even named the guitarist because they're just like, let's just have some guy come in and write with us, and then we'll send him off on his own.
Damn.
And it was just, it was awful. Like, I hated it. Like, I saw the video for Twisted Transistor, and it had, like, Lil Jon and David,
I remember the song, I never saw the video.
Some other rapper guy, and I don't know who else was in there, some little guy.
Oh.
And it was just my least favorite Korn. Like, out of all 12 of them, it was the worst one out of them. I don't think there's a person out there that can say they're a fan of that album. If they do, they're cutting themselves lately.
So, I mean, like, my whole history with Korn is when I was young, man, I love the first three albums, man. Korn and Life is Peachy. Life is Peachy is my fucking favorite, and Follow the Leader is right freaking behind it. Like, there's nothing else that sounds like those albums, dude. And even when Korn says we're going back to the old sound, they still don't fucking sound like those first three albums.
The closest they got to the first three albums was Korn 3.
Yeah, that's what you keep telling me,
2009.
dude. 2010, it says here.
Yeah, late 2010. It was like August or September.
Yeah. And like, I haven't heard that one. Yeah, so my history is those, and then Issues I dig, but Issues to me is missing a lot of that cool hip hop vibe that. Because, I mean, you know, I hate a lot of the rap rock shit, but to me, Korn, the way they did it was kind of unique, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there was a uniqueness to it. So Issues is missing that, but Issues is cool. And then Untouchables...
Issues was actually the first one I heard before any of them else.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I found it at a garage sale for like $1.
Damn.
And I was glad I did. Like, I heard of Korn before, but this was when I was 11th. It's like 2002, 2003. They've been out already a few years. It was their fourth album.
I started listening to Korn when Follow the Leader came out.
Yeah, I actually went back to it. Like, I hit up Issues, and I was like, all right, you know, I'll try them out. And I heard that, and I actually like the Issues album. It's probably Issues.
Yeah, it doesn't suck.
Issues is probably one of them. I'm one of those people. I'm an Issues fan more than anything because I think not just because it's like my first album that I was a fan of that I actually listened to, but it was very dark. Like it was
It
heavy.
is pretty dark.
It was like one of their heavier albums that they like. You wouldn't even say heavy, more of like not like heavy as in bands like Whitechapel where they're screaming a lot and stuff. But it was just a really dark album. Like the sound, all the sounds, the ambiance that you got from it, and lyrics were just, I mean, deep, very deep lyrically, and I mean, I just love the sound that they came out with. They started using more keyboard in this album. Because the first three, there's a lot of, I mean, it's heavy. The first three are heavy songs. They're all heavy CDs, but Issues was right when they started using more keyboard.
Yeah, and Issues really is where they started more, kind of just streamlining everything, because a lot of the weirdness kind of was out. Because, dude, man, Life is Peachy is one of the weirdest Korn albums, dude. The noises, the sounds, man, and you get a good bit of that in Follow the Leader. But yeah, Issues took a lot of the weirdness out, which kind of upsets me.
Yeah, I mean, and then Untouchables came out, and Untouchables, I think, was...
Yeah. Untouchables...
Was the mainstream CD that came out. Like, that's what kind of broke it out.
Yeah, I like Untouchables, but I don't. I have like a love-hate relationship with that album. There's good shit on there, but then when I'm listening to it, I'm like, damn, this sounds pretty good. This is pretty good. But then I'm like, that's when, to me, they start to sound like Hot Topic metal.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with that. They were very gothed out, and then Take a Look in the Mirror was the same way.
Yeah, Take a Look in the Mirror was like the first time they said, okay.
That was a catchy ass album, though. I mean, every song on there.
I remember nothing except for the Y'all Want a Single shit.
Right? I mean, come on. Like, you know that you hear Y'all Want to Hear Me Say Fuck That.
I mean, I like that song. That's the only song that I even remember.
I mean, there's that one. Like, what do you got? You got Wake Up or something like that on there.
But that's the first one where Korn said, we're going back to our old sound. And
they never did. They had, like, Did My Time. That was a popular song, right? That was on, like, every movie ever. Like, Underworld,
yeah,
Underworld 2.
Tomb Raider, like,
anything that you have was Did My Time. And then the Right Now. I mean, a lot of their popular singles are on that album.
I don't like that album.
Everything I've Known. I mean, it was like...
And after that, that's when I said, I'm fucking done with these guys. So See You on the Other Side came out, never checked it out,
I don't recommend See You on the Other Side to anybody. I tell people, like, that shouldn't even been a Korn album. That should have been like, hey, we understand that we suck right this moment, but we'll get better. And they did.
I never checked out Untitled. That's the one with It's Evolution.
Was it? I forgot about that album too.
Untitled.
Okay, that would be my second worst one then. That was a shit. Paradigm Shift.
I hated all the singles I heard off of that one.
We just moved it up then. So Paradigm Shift just moved up to the third to last slot. Because I totally forgot about that one. Was probably the second worst album. It was not memorable. I mean, it wasn't as bad as See You on the Other Side though. And unfortunately, I do have a T-shirt from Korn that was based on the CD of See You on the Other Side.
It does have a... Well,
but it's cool as shit. I know you can't see this, but it's cool as fuck.
I liked that album cover, man. Whatever the fuck that
but it was a shitty album.
Bird thing looked like.
But it was a shitty album. The art was great on it, though.
And then you got Korn 3 happened.
That shit was great. I bought that shit when I was in Iraq.
I've heard nothing off of it.
You need to.
And
if you want to hear old... Like, if you're looking for an album to hear old Korn, like those first 3 albums...
But that's another reason I never checked it out, was because I was like, oh... Because that was a big thing with this. We're going back to our old sound. And we're going to call it Korn 3. And
Remember Who You Are. That's what and they did though. I think they did pull it off on that album. Like that one is the last album to come out. Like this is out of all 3 of them, this would be my second favorite on this out of Korn. Just because I loved every song on that album. Like Oil Dell is a sick ass song. Like it was their popular song too, but it was just I loved it.
And then you have The Path to Totality.
I love that because it's
this one. Yeah, this was the first time I bought a Korn album when it came out. Goddamn, in almost 10 fucking years, dude.
And you got dubstep out of it.
Yeah, because I was reading, I was like, damn, they're gonna do a dubstep album with all these dubstep guys. That's kind of cool. Let's see what that sounds like. And I like the album a lot. You know, it's
different.
To me at the time it was the best I'd heard shit from Korn in a while, and also like, it's not very good dubstep, but it's cool dubstep. I don't know. And then there was that song that had the bagpipes in it. I was like, I totally forgot that he could play bagpipes till I heard that fucking song. Then, paradigm shift. Head comes back, and when you burned it for me, I was like, I was digging it because I was hearing Head's guitar again. I was like, this is what's been missing
his
for
writing style.
Years, man. That the weird guitar noises and shit was totally fucking gone.
Still a very forgetful CD.
Yeah, I remember jack shit about it except for the one song that incorporated a sort of dubstep style in it.
It was I found it at Second and Charles. Second Charles. I'm giving that props to that company. Awesome company. If you have a Second Charles near you, you need to go there. Buy some old CDs.
Because all the Hastings are closing down.
What? Oh, yeah. But speaking of closing real quick, off topic, Fuddruckers is closing.
What?
October 30th.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
anyway.
If you want good burgers, go to Red Robin, you know what I mean?
Fuck no, flip side.
I don't know where the fuck flip side
Downtown.
be. Oh, I say Five Guys, really. But
anyway, off the food subject.
Now we have
the new album,
The Serenity of Suffering.
It's the most emo.
It is one of the most emo-ass titles, man.
Well, it's not just the titles. Every song has the, like, I dig the CD. I'm going to say right now, I like this album. It's not the originals or anything like that, but it's a good Korn album to come back on. They haven't done something in a few years.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It is a pretty good Korn. It's a good Korn album to come out in a long time.
But the names, I mean, when you start, the names are just like so you get this whole concept of looking at the CD. So
yeah, now, alright, I love this album cover. To me, this is one of the better album covers they've had in many years. And
the inside of it's pretty cool.
I like this shit on the back. That's really cool. Like, this shit has some pretty cool ass art. And I'm glad that it's not just some boring shit, you know?
Like the Deftones did.
Yeah. But you got this
killer
killer fucking rad poster.
You have to go square by square on that sucker.
You fucking have a killer fucking... Well, you can barely see that. There you go. There you go. That's some rad looking shit if you can see it. And then you got some more shit back here that's pretty rad.
You get a poster. Free poster.
Yeah.
Basically.
But... I don't know, is that like a bowling ball on the CD? I don't fucking know. It looks like a bowling ball, but there's like 4 holes. So I don't know.
It could be a bowling ball? I have no... Or a mask.
A mask?
Yeah. You get the eye sockets, and it's like a weird Jason clown mask thing. Friday the 13th.
So... give me some initial thoughts on... The Serenity.
The Serenity of Suffering. SOS. Right? Okay. 1. SOS. That's what they called it. They get a package from it, the SOS box, or whatever box set that you get.
For $90. But it's worth the $90, but...
It comes with a lot of shit in it.
I mean, the only thing I know of is... Oh, there's what? I know of the music box that plays one of these tracks.
Yeah, it's a music box, but inside the music box you get like some kind of cards, you get like tickets to a circus. I mean, there's this whole circus theme to it, but you listen to the CD, has no circus theme to it.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. So you have this whole kind of theme of outside the music, of a circus and play toys, demonic looking serial killers.
Everything on all this shit looks like Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like Korn said, "Oh shit, that's a creepy looking game. Let's make some things that look like that."
I haven't played it.
I haven't played it either, but it's all over the internet. Everywhere you look on the internet, there it is.
So I'm gonna go real quick. So the songs are. We're gonna go. How emo can you get? So I'm gonna play. So first song is called "Insane."
Oh, insane!
It is a sick fucking song.
It is a pretty rocking track,
If you want
man.
a good song that Korn, this is probably a good
Like, to me, this album
proves
has some
Korn.
really good riffs, man. Like that good Korn fucking kind of
slap
riffs,
bass.
man. Yes.
You got
feel these weird bass shit.
and head. I mean,
And yeah, the weird guitar noises on here. Whoever the fuck is playing drums is okay.
it's the new guy.
Yeah, he's whoever the fuck he is.
And then
yeah, Insane rocks,
is an awesome song. It's headbang straight up, like just one of their top notch songs on there. And then you have "Rotting in Vain," which is their single.
Rotting in Vain. And you know what? I remember I liked that song when I first heard it, but now after hearing the rest of the album, I mean, "Rotting in Vain" is good. But after hearing the rest of the album, I kind of forget about it once I get to some of these later tracks.
The only thing I'm sad about is that it is, even though to me it's a good song and it is a good radio song, the problem I have is that it's the only song with his scat on there.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the Korn scat, but he only does it on that song. Whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is that he does.
But I mean, like, that's the only one. So they play this song in the premiere, and everyone's like, "Oh man, they're bringing back the scat.
They're doing that.
Back." And it is, Jonathan Davis, doing his vocal style thing, whatever that is, that he does, and it's an awesome song. Not the best song on the album, not to me at least. Some people may think it is the best song because it's just the scat. You got "Black Is the Soul."
That one kind of sucks.
I wouldn't say that's nowhere near the worst song on here. "Black Is the Soul" has a good rhythm. It's very one of those songs that you can just kind of. It's a good bob your head kind of.
There's a cool noise part that I like.
They do a lot of scratching to it.
Yeah,
like
and
you
fucking to me the song gets better toward the end, and they go into that crazy breakdown.
Right, and it has that original Korn style breakdown though. He's like whispering to you,
yeah.
And he's like, "Rah!" And you start just headbang into it, and that's a good it's another emo song sounding lyrics and everything.
Then
but
you got The Hating.
The Hating
is awesome.
It's heavy as fuck.
I love The Hating. That song is pretty fucking rad.
That one. I'm gonna get to this one real quick though. So Corey Taylor, everyone knows Corey Taylor from Slipknot. I'm a fan of Slipknot. Love Slipknot. Yeah, he's not that big of a fan. I love Slipknot when it comes to every album except for Liminal Verses. I hate that album so bad. It is the worst album. But anyway, we're not going for Slipknot. So Korn and Corey Taylor got together and they did A Different World. Alright. The video, I always say, you have to check the video out because the video is fucking amazing. The songs, to me, the songs, whatever, it's okay, I guess. But I hate Corey Taylor's voice in this.
Really?
So he does.
I almost barely notice him, to tell you the truth.
Well, he's only in little parts. He's in the background a lot with Jonathan Davis. He kind of sings with him. Mm. It's not the best song. You figure Corey Taylor.
The song is. My biggest problem with A Different World is this is the thing that Korn's been doing for many years that they need to fucking stop. Is they'll start the track off with a badass riff, and you're like, fuck yeah, man. But then when the actual song starts, the music gets weak so fucking Jonathan can sing, and it's just, it does not...
They give you blue balls.
Yeah, I guess, because you're thinking it's going to be a badass rocking track, but then you slam into a wall of this weak fucking soft shit, and now you're just waiting for the badass shit to come back. But to me, after the first couple verses, the song kind of redeems itself and kind of stays pretty heavy toward the end. It
plays heavy. So I'm going to explain why I don't like this. To me, this is the worst song on here. It's not a terrible song, which is going to say it's not a terrible song. And you have 11 tracks on here, so being the worst song and not a terrible song goes to show you the rest of the album. Pretty decent. This is the worst song on here for Corey Taylor's reasons. Like I said, I'm a huge Slipknot fan. It's hard enough to get me to say something bad about Corey Taylor and Slipknot unless he's in Stone Sour, because I don't care for them either.
Stone Sour sucks.
They're pretty bad. But so he does. Corey Taylor feels like he came in here and he's holding his nose the entire time, because I know he sings with his nostrils anyway. But this one really, especially when he's actually singing in it, he's it's whiny, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's whiny. That's the best way to say it. And then his scream is the most, because I know he's saying something. Like there's some lyrics in there, but it sounds like it's so like.
And I actually had
like he's trying to breathe at the same time he's screaming the lyrics, and it comes out to like him just going like an old person yelling at you to get off his yard. Get out of here! Like that's what he does. Like you don't understand I don't understand one thing he's saying at all, and that's the entire that entire part.
So
where
I barely notice him though.
You barely notice him, and then you hear that part, and you don't notice what he's saying.
Oh, he's saying. I swear it sounds like he's saying murder.
It sounds like he's saying murder, but we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Because you can't understand the thing he says, and that to me throws off the song. Because, when you do what do they call those? Like a featuring or a duet, or it's not really a duet because they're not singing together like girls and boys or anything like that.
Could be.
But when you bring in a guest star or a guest singer or whatever, you want that song to be prominent that there's a guest singer in there. There's Slipknot singer, there's Stone Sour singer, whatever it is.
Yeah, this is like two of the biggest nu metal bands joining forces.
And they did it badly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard Corey Taylor on other tracks of other bands. And like he did a main song with Apocalyptica and did a good job on it. It was a good song. And he's done other songs with other people and he did fine on it. But this one, I think that his voice meshed so badly with Jonathan Davis.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yeah, no. Only you. Is that your love crush?
Man Crush Mondays.
But, that song, it just throws me off because it starts off heavy and then does what you were talking about. It just kind of goes softly. And it doesn't make up for it because Corey Taylor...
To me, it kind of does, though, yeah. Corey Taylor's voice, I would say, probably throws it off, but I barely notice it because I'm listening to the music. To me, the song gets better after those first couple verses because that shit starts off heavy, gets real weak, and then kind of picks up the pace.
I don't know. I might have to listen to it over and over again just so I can see if I can get past it, but... I'm a huge fan of Slipknot, and that just it really disappointed me.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, I was like, yeah, Corey Taylor's going to be a badass in this. This is going to be awesome. And he gets up there and he sounds bitchy, and his screams are muffled and nosy, and it's just, I just couldn't get into the song. I mean, it was hard enough to get into it. But we're going to move on from that, because that was a big enough rant for that.
Next is Take Me.
Generic.
It's generic.
Second worst song
It
on
is
here.
pretty generic.
My buddy, one of my coworkers listened to it with me, right? When he was in my car when I went to go buy it or whatever. And
it's like
you're I've heard that song before.
Yeah. It's
coming
like
undone.
By the numbers. It is your by the numbers Korn track, dude, all the way.
It is, yeah, it was, he said, I've heard this song before. And then I thought about it when he said it, and it was coming undone. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, I'm coming undone today. But it's the same thing, like, it was a very generic, Take Me was probably there, it's my second least favorite song just because it's so generic. But after the song, every one of them go up from there, because Everything Falls Apart has, like, it's an awesome song all the way through. Not one of my favorites. It's not my favorite, but probably my second to third favorite on this album.
Now, this is where I kind of... Alright, I've heard the first half of the album up to Take Me yesterday after I bought it. And then this morning, I listened to the whole album in the parking lot at work before I had to go in. And then today on my way home...
43-minute album. You actually got to work 43 minutes before?
Yeah, I always get there about an hour early just so I can roll cigarettes and chill, So then, alright, on my way home, it was playing Take Me and when I'm pulling in the driveway from track 1 to track 6. So from here on out, I'm not very familiar with any of these, but...
So, Everything Falls Apart, it sounds like it's going to be one of those Korn songs that, like, from one of their middle albums. Not the best albums, but it was by far one of their better songs because it had a good flow to it. It wasn't it wasn't generic at all. They did some scratches in there. And,
Yeah.
And they did, the little sounds that you like are all throughout that song. Everything. I mean, this is not the one that Prominence Head's guitarist, how the way he plays guitar, but it's very close.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite song on this album is Die Yet Another Night. Mainly because it is probably the newest style of Korn that they've done. Like, it's something new. They actually have a prominent riff to it. Like, there's this nice guitar riff going in it's not like just chords, it's actually them picking. And it's it's repeating itself, but it sounds so good. And it's very new, but it's not like bad new. And that's what I was looking for. I was like, to me with Korn, they always change stuff up. I don't really want them to ever go back to the first 3 albums, mainly because I love how they always change their style. They always try something new, and if it sucks, which is why I respect them so much, and I like them as a band so much, is because they always try something new. Not many other bands have done it where they'll go to the next album sounding totally different, and then they'll go to another album sound totally different from those two. But Korn has done it multiple times. They've gone in their first 3 albums. If you look at it, each one's a different progression of something else. What is Follow the Leader? Which one had the most rap in it?
Follow the Leader.
Follow the Leader had a lot of rappers in it that from back in the 90s. And
yeah, you had Fred Durst on there and Ice Cube.
Some Dr. Dre on there or something. Ice-T or some shit like that. Vanilla, I don't know.
I'm surprised Ice-T hasn't done anything with him, because Ice-T is always doing heavy metal shit.
Yeah. I mean, well, he does his thing. But yeah, so I mean, that was new though then. Like, not a lot of people, like, Fred Durst is a rap rocker though. He does his thing for, he's always done rap. But when you put in full metal, and then back then to add rap music to the metal music, that was a whole new thing. Yeah. And then as you then Issues and Untouchables came out, those 2 albums together.
Dropped a lot of the rap.
They dropped the rap, but they changed their style good. But again, nobody really sounded like those 2 CDs. Like, no one at the time they came out sounded anything like Korn. Like, Deftones came out with albums around the same time frame, and they sound nothing like Korn.
Like, out of all those
in the
bands,
same genre,
dude, out of all those bands, Korn is one that had the most unique kind of style.
And they still keep it that way, even when their CD sucks. Like, Twisted Transistor, though a terrible, awful, horrible day of an album. I don't know, that book, that kid's book or whatever.
Bad
Though it was
day.
a terrible album, it was different from everything else they've done. They've done softer songs on it. They did different guitar styles on it, and Head was gone out of it, so they had to figure something out because Monkey was writing it all. Unfortunately, Monkey is not the best guitarist to me. He is so. And then, I mean, you're moving on to. They come out with a fucking dubstep album. Okay, now there are bands out there who have tried to put dubstep within their songs. 1 or 2, like Asking Alexandria did a couple songs. They're a more heavy hardcore metal band, but they did some songs with some Skrillex and whatever else style music in there. And then there's a few other bands that are like, hey, let's throw some dubstep in here, and it'll be a good breakdown to it. It works, but Korn did a whole album. Every song on there was a dubstep song, and like they're like, hey, let's fucking make this shit heavy as fuck. And it was awesome to listen to. Totally different from whatever else they were doing. Korn 3 was the closest thing to go back to the first 2 albums, though. It was their album to come out and break out, and they're like, yeah, we need to do something again. And surprisingly, even though they didn't have Head at this album, it was one of my favorite albums because it was so good. I mean, it was such a good album. It's one of my favorite ones on there. And then, I mean, you had the last album, Paradigm Shift, which I had no idea what the hell they were doing with that one. It's just boring and generic and unmemorable. And then this album, they're not trying to go full on, let's go back to old Korn.
In this one, I hear a little bit of
everything.
Maybe Issues era. I hear a little bit, especially on Take Me. I hear some Untouchables shit on this album. The riffs, like I said, the heavy ass riffs take me back to the first 3 albums. And the little weird guitar noises here and there, but yeah, like, that's what I get when I hear this album.
So your last 3 songs on here are When You're Not There.
Don't remember that one.
Next in Line.
Next in Line is pretty fucking rad.
And Please Come For Me.
Because next in line is where he says something about the city's sleeping. I got a plan. Like in my head, I'm like thinking, is this like him trying to like blow up a city or something while they're all sleeping? I don't fucking know what the fuck he's talking about. I remember something in that.
Next in line has a good Jonathan Davis vocals to it. Like he brings in his little kind of growly whine thing that he does. That's kind of unique to everyone else. You know, like he's like screaming into it passionately. And it was "Please Come For Me," the ending song. It's
that kind of ends the album.
It ends the album. I mean, it wasn't heavy. It was heavy, but it wasn't like they shouldn't have put this last. They should have put it somewhere in the middle. I think. And then if you take, I've listened to the deluxe edition on YouTube.
See, I haven't heard any of those bonus tracks.
So, "Baby" and "Calling Me Too Soon." All right, those are probably the heaviest songs on the whole album.
Damn.
Like, they're worth getting online, or if you know to listen to, or if you want to go out and buy the CD, buy the deluxe edition. I'm cheap. $10 was enough for me.
Yeah, I hit up Best Buy, $9.99, bro.
So, but yeah,
Korn is not one of the. I normally seek out deluxe editions, but Korn is not one of those bands where I'm like, I gotta get the deluxe edition.
I wish I had enough money for the actual full.
Yeah, I mean,
box.
I would. Korn isn't a band that I would normally spend $90 on, but if I had the $90 to throw away, I would have bought that.
Decorations.
Just cause, yeah, exactly. It's more shit for the studio, you know.
So, but over, what is it? Let's see, they started in when they started. 1995.
Well, when did they fucking come out?
So Korn's been out.
Their first album was like 93.
94.
94, okay.
October 11th, 1994. So Korn's been out since for over 20 years.
Mm.
Over that span of time, they've come out with 12 albums. 2 of them have sucked. 3 of them have been okay. And the rest of them are pretty badass. This one I would probably put in... I wouldn't put it above Issues or Untouchables. It's probably like number 6. It's the middleman. I don't think it's the worst album. It's not the best album. But it's a good listen. It's a good album that I'll actually probably remember a few songs on this one more than Paradigm Shift. So if I like, it would be number 6.
So on like a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this album?
I would rate it probably around 7.5.
Really?
To an 8 maybe. Maybe, but that's...
If those 2 bonus tracks were part of the album?
I'd give it an 8 then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nowhere... It's not a 10, nowhere near 10. I would say 7.5 is the safest way to say it because it's not a horrible album. It's a good album to listen to. It's if you like Korn, you'll love this album. I mean, if you don't like Korn, you'll like the album. You know?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, you could probably put it, it's not going to go, you'll listen to it once and then put it on your shelf. It's not like that. You'll listen to it for about a week straight and then you'll put it on your shelf. And then you'll come back to it in about 2 years when the Korn's like, we're about to release a new one, so you want to listen to it again. I'll probably never listen to See You on the Other Side again. I really hate that album. Like, if I had a top 10 worst albums of all time for metalheads, I would say it would be See You on the Other Side by Korn. Would be like, I don't know, I have a few of them that are out there that are just pretty awful. So I don't really know where I'd place it. I'm going to come up with a list though for you one day. I'm just going to here's my 10 worst favorite albums of metal. And this one is going to be on there, trust me. Definitely do that one.
I give this album... I'm going to give it a 7. I mean, it's... it to me is not as good. I mean, to me, they're never going to capture...
They'll say never.
Those first 3 albums, you know, to me. It's been, you know, and I'm like, I hate to be one of those dudes that are like, oh man, I'm stuck in the past. But yeah, they changed their shit up, but I never really got into where they're going. And I mean, going back, this reminds me enough of the good days to keep my attention. But yeah, I might listen to it a couple more days, and then once
put it in your little slot of Korn.
Yeah, put it in my little slot, Korn slot. I mean, the ones that I own. Which Korn albums do I own? I own
first 3. You have issues, don't you? Everyone has issues.
No, I actually don't have issues. I
Untouchables.
used to. I used to have issues, but
you still have issues. We don't.
Oh, yeah, I got many issues, bro.
Brah.
Bruh.
Brah.
Alright, and sadly, I don't own the first album. I used to, but old Kyle, did you ever meet our buddy Kyle? Before me and you started hanging out, Kyle was the biggest Korn fan I knew, but he fucking hates him now. Kyle fucking borrowed it from me, and like a week later, oh man, I left it in my dad's truck and it got stolen.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah. So I own Life is Peachy, Follow the Leader, Untouchables, Take a Look in the Mirror, and this one obviously, and the Dubstep album. So I got a good half, more than half that I need to buy if we ever do a retro. But to me, I mean,
I think we should do a retro.
we will.
There's so many. It's one of those things like there's so many albums.
Their
that
albums
came
are
out.
pretty cheap on Amazon already, so
Like $2 for
yeah,
the
about
first
that.
album. When'd you buy that? Merry Christmas. Here you go.
But so yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it. What did I say? A 7?
7.
Yeah, it's a solid 7 because
A lot of people are giving it 7s too. I looked up a lot of other reviews,
really,
and they're all like, "Yeah, it's a 7 out of 10."
because I mean, it's just enough to make me be like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. You know,
There's a couple songs on there like I said that I'll probably like. I just love. I mean, what did I say again? The Die Another. Yeah, Die Yet Another Night. That one, I mean, by far one of the best Korn songs that are on this album.
and like the second half of the album, I'm not as familiar with because I only heard that part of the album once this morning at like 5. No, about 4. Because I had to go in at 5 this morning.
I was asleep.
So that's the new Korn album.
It's a new Korn. You guys definitely, I would say, go buy it. It's $10.
Yeah, buy it.
It's worth a buy. It is worth a buy. It's not worth a download and steal. It's worth a buy. Support music. You know.
Support.
I haven't
physical
downloaded
releases.
music in years, mainly because I just got older and you know I'm always afraid they'll sue me.
Meh.
Nowadays, because they're pretty serious on that.
Jonathan Davis could not afford his 14th swimming pool, all because you downloaded Follow
Right.
the Leader.
Right. Well, I did. So definitely go buy it.
Yeah, go check it out. It's worth checking out. To me, it's not as good as those first 3, but it's worth
Nothing
hearing.
will ever be as good as those first 3.
Never, man. Not to me, dude. Never. It will never happen.
All right, yo.
All right, y'all.